Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and today it's time for another Relax and Readathon. If you don't know anything about Relax and Readathon, this is a bi-monthly readathon put on by Kirsten over at Reading Nymph, and it is just absolutely fantastic. It's something that I've been participating in for at least a year, if not more than that. It's definitely been more than a year. This new format though, we do have a game board that we have been playing, and so I have done one other vlog that was a Relax and Readathon vlog, and I had a lot of fun doing it, so I wanted to try that again. I am not going to be participating within a 24-hour period. I'm kind of just going to play it by ear and see how long it takes me and when I want to stop. So I'm going to try and get it done in a weekend. So today is Saturday morning. I am assuming that I'll be done by Sunday evening, but you know, if it goes into the week, I'm not really worried about it because the whole point is to relax and enjoy yourself. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I will put the game board up on the screen so you guys can see this beautiful game board that Kirsten has provided. And I am gonna start over in the corner that is the exercise corner because I did go for a walk this morning. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that that is already marked off my list. And I think it's a perfect place to start the readathon. So starting in that corner, let me grab a digital die. I need to actually I say this every time I do one of these vlogs that I need an actual die, but alas. Okay, and we are going to roll. Let me set this up real quick. Okay, let's see what we get. A 3. Okay, let's see where that puts me in the game board. So if I start at exercise, I can either go up 3 and go to the first book that comes to mind, or I can go over 3 and go to a reading goal. I think I'm going to go to a reading goal. One of the books that I would like to read this month that's on my TBR is Master of Sorrows. And I also think it's perfect to put that in this vlog because I want to read Master of Sorrows because of Kirsten. I think that it's going to be kind of a fun, chunky fantasy read. The only thing I know about it, that I think I know about it anyway, is that it's, I think, a reversed Chosen One book. So the character thinks, or I don't know if he even knows if he's going to be an evil person. And I think you follow him trying to figure out what to do about the things that are happening. So I don't know a lot about it. I haven't read the synopsis in quite some time. It's been on my TBR forever, and it's a chunky fantasy book that I want to get to. So that's what I'm going to start with. Because it's a chunky book, I don't think that I'm going to finish it in this vlog, and I don't want to make that the entirety of the vlog. I want to try at least one other book. And so I think I'm going to make the goal of getting to 20% before I come back and update you again on my thoughts, and then roll again, and we'll see where else we go. So I'll talk to you guys later. I have gotten to 20% and it is Saturday evening. So all I've gotten done in one day is one prompt, and that's okay. So I did get to 20% of Master of Sorrows, and I'm really enjoying it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I did have to reread some of it just because I wasn't focusing on what I was doing. I was trying to do too many things at once. So I did end up rereading a little bit of the beginning. But we have our main character whose name is Aniv, and I am listening to this on audio, I should say. So that is part of the reason that I did go back and re-listen, because I was doing other things, as I said. So we have Aniv, and I'm not sure how old he is. I might have to look that up and see if I can figure out how old we start with him. But he seems like a maybe pre-adolescent boy, and he's in kind of a magical school. It seems like the world around them definitely views magic as a bad thing, or as something to be contained. And so his magical school, they have a lot of different things that they do, and he has to go through these trials. If he passes the trial, he will have an opportunity to travel the world, to kind of have what he wants to have. If he doesn't pass the test, I guess I should have started with this because this is the thing I really know more about. If he doesn't pass the test, he has to become a steward for the school, which essentially means he's never allowed to leave the village that he's currently in. He's not allowed to marry. He is really just a servant to the school, and he doesn't want that. He's already like in love with a girl in town and has these big plans of traveling places. So he's really worried about not passing this test. And rightfully so, because he seems to be a little bit of, like, it seems like he knows what he's doing, but he also makes a lot of mistakes. But the part that I found really fascinating, and I don't know if it's just because I had an image in my head of what this book was supposed to be about, kind of like an anti-hero type thing, or like a villain origin story. He keeps having these moments of like bad things, like bad omens. One of the things that they do at the magical school is they teach people to recognize magical objects. And him and his friends are like going up and they have to essentially pick up an object and say whether or not they believe that it's magicked, because some people have a better ability to read magical items and maybe use magical items than other people do. And the object he picks up, he immediately drops because he has all these really horrible feelings. He feels like killing one of his friends. He feels like he just gets like really angry and decides to drop the weapon because obviously it has magic and it has a negative influence on him. So he drops it and he says to the person who is in charge, I can't remember his name, he says to him that the object that he was just holding is a dark rod, I think is what he called it, but essentially a dark object. And the teacher's like, no, that's a healing rod, like, nice try, and kind of brushes it off as him making a really stupid mistake and like trying to guess whenever he doesn't actually feel anything at all. And that's a little terrifying. So he has these moments where he's thinking like, is it me? Like, why did I feel all those negative things? It has to be in me that those things exist, because obviously the object isn't magicked in that way. And he has a couple of other things that happen. He gets into a fight with a school bully and like threatens to kill him. Like, he goes a little over the edge with some of his actions and his thoughts in his head. There's been a betrayal of one of his friends with him, and that has kind of set him off a little bit as well. And so you see all these like little breadcrumbs of these things that could potentially create someone who goes down the wrong path. I don't know if that's what happens because once again, I didn't go back and reread the synopsis to figure that out. That's kind of what I see, all the pieces kind of falling into place with him. So anyway, that is the end of prompt 1 for me. And let's do another roll. I might do a couple of rolls depending on what we get with this first one, just to see. So let's put the game board back on the screen and roll one more time. Okay, we get a 6. So with a 6, where would that take me? So I can either go on the path I was originally going down, and that gets me to what? Enjoy nature, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Or I can go the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and go to the first book that comes to mind. It's really hot here, so I don't want to go outside. So I'm going to choose the first book that comes to mind, and we'll just do a different book. So I'm going to choose another book that was kind of inspired by Kirsten, just because I thought that was kind of fun for the Master of Sorrows to be something that was inspired by her. And I don't know if I said this in that clip, the clip that I chose the Master of Sorrows in. The reason that I selected that for a reading goal is because that's a chunky read. And one of my reading goals this year is to read chunky reads. I don't think I said that. Did I? Anyway, that's why. So chunky reading goal. And then now the first book that comes to mind is a book that Kirsten recommended me, which is The Angel of the Crows. So that will be the book that I read. Let's do one more just so I have a roll in mind. Let me get my stuff set up. Okay, next roll, okay, is a 1. Let's see, get back to my game board. So if we're sitting at the first book that comes to mind, I can either go to Pretty Cover or Free Space. Pretty Cover would be another book, and I don't know that I want to do that right now. So let's go to Free Space. And yeah, we'll see what that ends up leading me to. Once again, I think The Angel of the Crows isn't like super chunky, but it's definitely bigger than I will be able to finish in a weekend. So let's just do the same thing. I'll get to 20% and come back and update you guys. And then I might have an update for you guys for the Free Space as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. It is the next day. I did not get all of the Angels of the Crows done last night. I got about 10% done, maybe 8%, and then I read the rest this morning. I also, for my free space, I decided this morning to use that space for just some cleaning around the house because that needed to get done this weekend. So I got that done. I did get to 20% of the Angel of the Crows, and I don't think I explained what this book was about in my clip yesterday night. So this book is a Sherlock Holmes and Watson reimagining where you are in London in like during the time of, I think, Jack the Ripper's murders. And that's kind of the main overarching mystery that we're solving. However, there's little tiny mysteries throughout as well that we have, and it's supernatural because there are angels and demons and just supernatural beasts in general. There's been mentions of werewolves and things like that as well. Our Watson character is very similar to what I'm used to Watson being like. He is a war doctor, and he was injured grievously in the war and is now having to deal with the repercussions of his injury and the trauma of that event. While trying to make things work for himself, he ends up being introduced into Sherlock's character, who is an angel of sorts. He's definitely an angel that has kind of some oddities to him that you learn throughout the series or throughout the book. I don't know if this is a series, actually. I should check that out because this is an author I enjoy, and I have enjoyed the story so far. But so the Watson character, his name is Dr. Doyle, and the Sherlock character, his name is Mr. Crow. And they are solving these mysteries together in kind of an odd, like, they get kind of thrown together, and both of them have a set of skills that allows them to be able to deduce and answer questions that Scotland Yard isn't able to. And so we get to follow them on these murders. It's been fun so far. I enjoy Sherlock Holmes and Watson retelling. I enjoy the kind of creativity of putting the supernatural world within London. I also have that, you know, it's that urban fantasy vibe as well. Kind of reminds me of the, I guess, grittiness maybe of like a book like Solace by Gail Carriger, The Parasol Protectorate, where you have these supernatural beings living among humans. I really like it. So it's been a fun read so far. I'm excited to continue on with it. Okay, that means that I need to roll again. It is Sunday, kind of midday, and so I don't know, you know, how much more I have. We'll see. So I'm just gonna roll and kind of see where the cards lie. So let's get our game board up on the screen and let me record my roll. Okay, so our next roll is a 5. Okay, so let's see. If I was at free space, I could either go up and go to enjoy nature, which I don't really want to do because it's still hot outside. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, or I'm back at reading goal. I think I might just go with reading goal again and then go back to Master of Sorrows. And maybe you guys will just see me read another 20% of Master of Sorrows. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because why not? We've already read some of that book together, so let's read some more. Okay, let me do another roll just to see, like maybe I'll have some, maybe I'll get like a cozy something or other that I can do along with it. Okay, so let's see what my next roll be. Okay, a 4. So if I go back to the game board, if I'm at reading goal and I go to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, first book that comes to mind. Or if I go back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's moving 3 spaces. So I could either go up to pretty cover or down to enjoy a cozy hobby. So I would say enjoy a cozy hobby because I just said like maybe I could do something cozy, but I have an idea. So what if instead, so I've chosen reading goal, we're going to go back to Master of Sorrows. If I go back to the other prompt that I've gotten before and do the first book that comes to mind, I could go back to An Angel of Crows as well. And then just cover 2 books in this vlog that are both like Kirsten coded. I think I like that. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So what I'll do is I'm gonna read the next 20% in the Master of Sorrows and also in the Angel of the Crows, and then I'll come back and update you guys. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see the end of those books. Maybe, I don't know, this vlog is going to come out on Saturday, so a little less than a week away. If I finish the books this week and I can put like a little clip in at the end saying like what I rated them, I might. But otherwise, you guys will just see like my update at 40% of these books. So I'll probably do both of the updates at the same time. So I'll come back after I've read 20% of Master of Sorrows and 20% of The Angel of Crows. And then maybe you'll see me one more time to kind of wrap up those books, but we shall see. I am back and I have finished 45% of Master of Sorrows and 43% of The Angel of the Crows. And guys, I am loving life right now. You don't know probably because I don't think I've talked about it anywhere on my channel, but I have had some real, not books that I've hated, but just books that I haven't been enjoying as much as I wanted to, some kind of disappointing reads recently. And so to have 2 books on my currently reading list that I am just having such a good time with is very, very exciting. Let's start with Master of Sorrows. I do think that when I last updated you guys, I was slightly wrong on what this book is going to do. At least I hope at this point that I was wrong. I originally said that I think that this might be like a villain origin story where you're having someone kind of figure out who he is and is being told that he is the villain, which is happening. But I was thinking that we were going to go down the path of following him becoming someone evil. I now think we might go down the path of him proving everyone wrong. At least that's the path I hope we take. And maybe that's like what I'm supposed to be feeling as I'm going through this, is this dilemma of, is this person really quote unquote evil as society has led him to believe, or is he not? Because I think it's going to be a much stronger story if he's not. We do have our main character, Enev, who is, he has a disability. Sorry if you guys hear Andy meowing next to me. He just got into his little cat bed and is meowing about it. So if you hear that, that's what that is. So he does have a disability, and in their society that essentially marks you as being a child of chaos, and usually those children and their families are killed. I can't remember if I told you guys that in the first little snippet that I talked about this book. So I would like, if we find out that our main character has been told this his entire life, he has been hiding his disability, that he kind of proves them all wrong and is like, no, I refuse to be what society tells me that I am. Because I just think it would be a better story that way. I have enjoyed, I don't know if this is deemed YA because we are following a younger cast of characters. It feels very epic fantasy, like adult fantasy, but with some of the trials and tribulations that young people go through, especially when pitted against one another and you have kind of tensions rising. You have like bullies, and you have the kids who kind of band together, the kids who are picked on, things like that do happen in this, which does give it a little bit of a YA lighting, but I don't think the whole story is YA. I wonder how old Enev gets within this series. And I don't think this series is completed yet. So I don't know that I will find out in order to tell you guys anytime soon, but I am really curious. I have enjoyed the story so far. So unfortunately, I'm probably not going to finish it in this vlog. I do think that this is going to be my last update for you guys, just because of how close we are to the date that this video is going to come out, but I'm liking it. So thank you, Kirsten, for the recommendation. Moving on to The Angel of the Crows, which I am at 43% in. I am enjoying this as well. This book is so fun. I love Sherlock and Watson retellings or reimaginings, we know that I love The Tainted Cup. And so throwing fantasy along into the mystery components of a kind of gritty urban fantasy vibe is just really fun. I also have really enjoyed the way that fantasy is introduced into this series. I don't want to tell you guys too much because I don't want to ruin some of the surprises that have happened within the first almost half of the book. But we do have like the classic Sherlock and Watson camaraderie and kind of bonding as they go through and solve mysteries. I should say that another thing I really enjoy about this book is we don't just have one mystery. If you guys have been around for a minute, you might know that I absolutely love the series Cemeteries of Amalot, which has our main character, Thar Kelleher, who is a witness for the dead, which means he can essentially talk to the dead, and he is supposed to be a person who sticks up for the rights of the people who are deceased, and that blends sometimes with solving murders and finding out what happened to these people who have died. And what I really loved about that series, and I see in this series, they're very different vibes. So I don't want to say that the stories are similar in any way, but what they are similar in is it's not just one mystery that you're solving. We have these like specklings of mysteries that we're going, and then we have a big through line mystery with the angel of the crows, and we had that with the witness for the dead as well. So I find that part of mysteries, maybe I need to seek out more mysteries that are like that have a big through line, and we're not just trying to solve one mystery, but we have all of these little cases that are going on along the way. I don't know, I think it keeps my attention more, and I also love the fact that we're getting little snippets of information that we need throughout the smaller cases that we're following. It's very, very fun. So yeah, I'm very satisfied at the fact that this author, Catherine Addison, I didn't even realize it's the same author as The Witness for the Dead. So maybe that's just Catherine Addison's like MO with mysteries. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I am very satisfied at the fact that an author, Catherine Addison, can write a story like Thar Kelleher's story with Witness for the Dead and The Angel of the Crows, because they do have very different vibes. I find The Witness for the Dead very calming and almost a cozy read. It's very political and it does have like some really deep topics in it, but I don't know, the book is just very nostalgic reading, cozy for me. Whereas this, the Angel of the Crows, is very grungy and urban fantasy, which I also enjoy. Kind of dark, on the darker side of fantasy as well. So yeah, I like it when authors can be diverse writers, because then I can expect to enjoy the story, but I can also expect to be surprised at times as well. So just in case I don't get a chance to update you guys again, which I'm pretty sure is what is going to happen, I am going to go ahead and outro here and just tell you all goodbye. I am so grateful for both of these recommendations, which both came from Kirsten. So thank you so much. I have really, really enjoyed my time with these and fully expect them to be high 4 stars, if not 5-star reads by the time I do finish them. And this Relax and Readathon is just such a breath of fresh air, you know, every couple of months, just to be able to take a weekend and be a little bit selfish with my time. And I shouldn't call it selfish, but I can be completely focus on just relaxing, reading, and focusing on some of the things that I love. So thank you so much for an amazing experience once again, and I hope to participate in a couple of months. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you participated in Relax and Readathon. If you did, what books did you read? If you didn't, tell me what books you're reading anyway. If you would like to leave me a comment but you're not feeling very chatty, leave me a little angel emoji or a demon emoji for the Angel of the Crows in the comments so I know that you guys are here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a lovely evening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!